Like, share, subscribe. Live for Love TV. Awesome!
Welcome back to Live for Love TV. Today we're going to do a little walk and talk today. So you walk with me and we talk together on our little trek together. So I hope everyone's doing extremely well out there. To be honest with you, got up so early this morning I haven't got a clue even what day it is and what's the date, so you'll have to date stamp this yourself. But anyway, I was taking a think this last night and yesterday about how we relate to one another, how we relate to our one another. Social media, and I've noticed this, I'm sure a lot of you have as well who are on social media, you must be on social media to watch this probably, is that social media has made people who we thought we knew very well seem almost like people we've just met yesterday. It's really changed our thought pattern on our friends and our families, and that goes for all of us. That goes for me, you, and everybody. Sometimes people say things on WhatsApp and you think, why did he say that? And people get really irate and touchy, and people sending you thing on WhatsApp and then 5 minutes later deleting it because they think they shouldn't have said what they said and stuff like that. And it's amazing, isn't it, that social media has really changed the game. And I say it's just like anything else. It's changed the game for better and it's changed the game for worse. It just depends on how you operate with this social media. I, for one, love social media. I, for one, love the internet. I, for one, love what it's brought to our lives if you use it in a positive way. An example for me would be growing up when you lived a continent away from most of your family. You'd have to send these blue airmail letters that we used to send back to the Caribbean. People remember that if you're old enough. Take about 2 or 3 weeks to reach your family. They'd return, take another 2 or 3 weeks to reach back. And I don't know sometimes how people even remember what they said in the first letter or exactly what they said. They said after it's taken over a month, sometimes a month and a half to get that conversation. Now we can do it in real time, literally real time. The same time it is there, same time now. I'm talking to you, you're talking to me, you can see this. Don't have to wait 3 weeks for that email letter to come over. Social media has changed the game. So, just like anything else, fire, water, anything, there's good ways to use things and bad ways to use things. If you decide that you're going to put your input in and it's a negative input towards social media, you are going to get back a negative experience of social media. Even me, who puts out what I believe is not negative stuff, I get negative stuff come back at times. And I know that's just part of the world I live in. It's never been, you can't drive on the street and everybody just give you way and give you a nice smooth drive over a few miles. Some people are going to try and cut you up. Some people are going to, even look like they're trying to push you off the road. Not everybody, but it happens with 1 or 2 people. And usually when you're on a journey, let's say a 5-10 mile driving journey, you only remember the person who tries to cut you up. You forget that all the other people were driving perfectly and allowed you to get to where you were getting to. It's the person who cuts you up you remember. And people are like that on the internet. The trolls you remember, and all of the good wishers and the people who like to hear what you're saying or like to converse and comment on your thing. People normally forget that very quickly because we like to hold on to negative information and negative feedback. We need to learn how to give the same level of weight to positivity as we do to negativity if we really want to be positive people, if we really want to have a life fulfilled and a life that feels really wonderful to us and great to us and superfluous to us, because that's what happens. Life is everything. It's a paradox. It has the good and the bad, just like you or me. There is no human being that is totally good. Even the people they claim are God or God. He says himself, why call us thou good? There is no one good but the Father in heaven. That's a human being telling you that there is no one good. So don't put down anybody in your mind as them to be all good. Or don't really put down in your mind as somebody to be all bad. We're paradoxes as human beings, and we live in a paradoxical world. The 2 things are happening simultaneously. And if we can draw towards what suits our character, if you're a positive person and you like kind words and you'll be drawn towards that. And if you're the kind of person that likes YouTube videos where it's a verses or him against her or people calling out people, and you know, I don't want to call any names, but people saying all this negative thing about one another, you're going to be drawn towards that. You know, not that you can never watch that, but more often than not, when I listen to what people are sending me, it's always somebody really having a terrible go. There's very little learning in it to me. I don't see anything coming out as a learning experience. It's usually somebody saying something very negative about somebody else. And these guys and women, these are the most popular videos you get on YouTube. Videos that I find that are encouraging you to do better and to make changes and stuff, they don't get the sort of views that these other people get. So they're always going to be out there. I say this constantly because it's something I remember reading back in the day when they had the Fleet Street newspapers. They had a caption that said, "If it bleeds, it leads." Simply means if there's blood in the story, put it on the front page. People love that. People are always drawn. If you're walking past a newspaper and you see 5 people killed on the street, you pick up that newspaper immediately, you know, because that's just the way we are. We listen to negative, news constantly, and sometimes it's a good reason to listen to it. Sometimes it's protective. Sometimes it helps us to know that there's a madman loose in your area, and but that's not always what we're doing. Most of the time, we're glorifying things that don't do us any benefit whatsoever, and it's sad for us and sad for our spirit, our moral upbringing. Makes us, as I say, cross and angry and miserable. And when you're living with that on a daily basis, sometimes that's what you talk. And when you come back and you speak to somebody, you speak the same way you feel. You feel angry, you feel dejected, you feel not cared for, and you talk like that to other people. So sometimes when people talk to me and I hear how they speak, I listen and I think to myself, I can hear the pain that they're going through. They're speaking in such a way where there's no way a person who's at peace with himself could speak in the way that they speak. They speak with the pain that they feel, the pain that's coming through their lives. And I for one, who've had pain in my life, truly believe that you can change those things for yourself. You can make the difference. You can say, you know something, that negative input I keep listening to and keep watching and people keep sending to me, I'm not going to even open it. If I've got a person on my YouTube or my WhatsApp feed who sends me stuff that's negative more often than not, I don't even open it. They send it to me, I don't click on it. I don't open it. I just look, and every now and again they probably sent me something very important I should have seen, but because of their track record, I don't open it. If the person's somebody who sends me good stuff, positive stuff that's of information, useful information to me, obviously I open it almost all the time. So that's the way I operate, and that's the way I keep that circle of mine, conscious circle, very small, because it's not easy to have a very large conscious circle. That's not how people usually relate to one another. People more often relate to one another when they have a common enemy, not because they love one another. That's why Live for Love TV is a little bit different than all the others. There is no common enemy. If you look on this channel, I have no common enemy that I want you to be watching me for. I don't care if it's race, even sexual orientation, which even if I don't agree with other people's orientation, I don't have a common enemy in that way. That's their business. It's not my business. I don't need to talk about them. They can talk about me if they feel so. I don't need to address the things that are of negative impact back to me. I don't talk about it. I don't get involved in it, and I let it be. And my life feels so much better that way. So I advise everybody else to just look at what you're taking in, and don't allow people to push things into you. Don't allow them to push information into you that you don't really want. Once you see it, you realize it's negative, just turn over. You don't have to sit there watching it. If it's a news program and it sounds negative, turn it over, turn it off, whatever. You don't have to continue watching it, which is what people do. They love to continue watching something and then say, well, it's everywhere you look. Well, then find something else. Go out and look at the stars at night. Go out and look at, like I'm doing right now, go into nature. Go over there to a tennis court. Find something that you find more, better for yourself, like that. Go over there and go play some tennis if you can find someone to play tennis. Walk through nature. Look, listen to the birds. I'm sure you can hear them right now. Look, go over to the swimming pool. Go, if you're near the seaside, go to the seaside. Find something that suits you and suits your happiness for your day. And see, after you've spent a day like that, see how you feel. And if you're really don't feel better after you've gone in with all this positive stuff, then I really don't have any answers for you. You're in the wrong place, and I certainly can't help you in any way. But anyway, I hope that did you some good this morning on my walk. Take care. See you soon. Live for Love TV.